Your dog is your best friend and they're loyal to you for life, and they do everything they can please you, even if it doesn't seem like that way sometimes when they're so cheeky. But your dog also resides in Australia, which also shares home with the most venomous snakes in the entire world. Snakes readily slip into our homes and backyards, often when we're not home and the dog's there by themselves. Otherwise, you could take the dog to visit a snake without realizing it on its next walk. There is a high likelihood at some point your dog will encounter a snake, and if it does so and your dog's bitten, it could be very, very costly, with vet fees ranging between $4,000 to $7,000 typically, but I've seen them go up to $20,000 to treat a dog from a snake bite. There's also no guarantee of survival. By training your dog to avoid snakes, you can save your hip pocket, your emotional heartbreak, and of course your best friend's life. What you're watching in these videos is how I train dogs to avoid snakes in my program called Canine Snake Avoidance Training. Prevention is much better than cure and can save you thousands of dollars and your dog's life. Effective canine snake avoidance training is focused on helping dogs comprehend, both cognitively and emotionally, that snakes are to be avoided at all times in all circumstances. Dogs need to understand through operant conditioning that there is a reward associated with avoiding the snake, and there are consequences to approaching the snake. This process is repeated until the behavior is learned. Once the dog understands what not to do around a snake, more reliable outcomes are obtained through a combination of classical conditioning with an involuntary emotional response. This reinforces the desired behavior, whereby active avoidance is demonstrated by the dog, who vigorously pulls away from the snake. This process is repeated until the dog avoids snakes, no matter what is going on. I'm often asked, why don't I just use positive-only training? Positive-only training is great and should be used as much as possible, but it's ineffective around snakes. The strong desire for a dog to approach a snake is greater than any positive training only can provide. Even if it did work, what reward does the dog get if there's no owner around to give positive rewards to the dog? The answer is none. As such, we need to use only reliable training when teaching your dog to avoid snakes in all circumstances. To do this, we use remote training collars that are electronic. No previous training is required when teaching your dog canine snake avoidance. Rather, we need to do an assessment of the dog's emotional state, stress levels, aggression, and general temperament. It is more the dog's personality that will be an indicator as to whether or not canine snake avoidance will be an effective training tool for your dog. If your dog's been bitten by a snake, it's likely that your dog won't understand that the snake bite was responsible for your dog feeling unwell, because there was such a significant time between the snake bite and the effects of it. As such, canine snake avoidance can be used for dogs previously bitten by snakes, and it's actually recommended for them. So if you're ready to book in your dog for canine snake avoidance, give us a call here. I'll put my contact details in the link below, where we can keep your best friend safe from snakes.